Urgent. This just dropped, you won't believe it. A new move has just sent Pantherland into a frenzy, and this time the club has hit the market to bring in a young forward who could play an important role in the future of the team. But before I tell you this massive piece of news, my fellow Panthers fan, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the latest Panthers news. The Penrith Panthers are already preparing for 2027 and have reportedly lined up the signing of Liam Leblanc, the promising young forward from the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And while the name might not be familiar to every Panthers fan just yet, this move says a lot about what the club is planning for the seasons ahead. According to information published by the Daily Telegraph, Leblanc is on the verge of joining the Panthers as part of a bigger process of rebuilding and planning the squad for the future. Penrith isn't simply signing players for the sake of it. The club knows some major changes are coming within its forward pack and has already started preparing alternatives to keep the team competitive over the coming seasons. Leblanc's arrival comes at a time when the Panthers are expected to lose some important pieces from their forward pack. Scott Sorensen and Liam Henry are reportedly heading to the Perth Bears, while Toby Crosby has agreed to join the Warrington Wolves next season. And when you look at all of those departures together, it becomes much easier to understand why Penrith has decided to act now. The club needs depth. It needs young players who can develop within the system. And, most importantly, it needs players who can step up and take on bigger responsibilities when their opportunity arrives. And that is exactly where Liam Leblanc comes in. At 21 years old and set to turn 22 in September, the young forward arrives at Penrith with one physical characteristic that is sure to catch the coaching staff's attention: size. Leblanc stands at 198 centimeters tall and weighs around 95 kilograms. He plays in the second row and is known for his strong carries and his ability to contribute through the middle of the field. But it's not just his physical attributes that have put the youngster on the Panthers' radar. Leblanc already has NRL experience under his belt. He made his South Sydney Rabbitohs debut in 2024 and has since played 27 matches for the club. This season, he has featured in 6 games and has shown signs that there is still plenty of room for development. The expectation is that Leblanc will arrive at Penrith with a very clear goal: to fight for a regular spot on the bench in 2027. And while that might sound like a secondary role, for a team determined to keep challenging for premierships, having reliable players outside the starting side is absolutely crucial. An NRL season is long, brutal, and filled with injuries, suspensions and tactical changes. A young player who can come onto the field and maintain the team's standards can quickly become far more important than anyone initially expected. Leblanc's numbers this season also help explain why Penrith has seen potential in him. The forward has averaged 48.3 meters per game and made 111 tackles, recording an 88.1% tackle efficiency. Those numbers don't automatically guarantee him a place among Penrith's top players, but they certainly provide a foundation the club can work with. And perhaps that is the most interesting part of this signing. Penrith doesn't appear to be looking only for an immediate solution. The club is thinking ahead. Leblanc was born in Ingham, Queensland, and before reaching the professional level, he also represented the Australian schoolboys. Now he is set to enter one of the most demanding environments in the NRL. At Penrith, the expectations are enormous, internal competition is fierce, and every opportunity has to be taken. His most recent appearance for the Rabbitohs came against the Cronulla Sharks in round 22. South Sydney went down 32-16 away from home. Now, the next chapter of the young forward's career could be unfolding right here at Penrith. And there is one detail that makes this move even more significant. The Panthers are planning their 2027 squad at the same time as they work to protect the future of their biggest stars. The situation surrounding Brian Tuo has already shown that the market is watching Penrith's players closely. The club gave Tuo permission to negotiate with the PNG Chiefs, and he agreed to a 3-year deal with the NRL's new team beginning in 2028. In other words, while Penrith continues working to keep its stars, the club also needs to make sure the squad has enough depth to remain strong for years to come. And that is where the signing of Liam Leblanc becomes even more important. He may not arrive at Penrith with superstar status. That isn't the expectation. The idea appears to be different: develop him, adapt him to the system and prepare him for a bigger role. The Panthers are looking at a young forward who stands nearly 2 meters tall, already has NRL experience and still has plenty of room to develop, and they are hoping to turn him into a valuable piece of the club's future. Now comes the big question for Panthers fans. Could Liam Leblanc become one of those signings that looks relatively quiet at first, only to become extremely important down the track? Because Penrith has already shown time and time again that it knows how to develop young players. And if Leblanc can quickly adapt to the Panthers system, improve his defensive game and make the most of his opportunities from the bench, this signing could take on a much bigger meaning throughout 2027. What is happening behind the scenes sends a very clear message. The Panthers are already thinking about the next generation. And while fans continue to watch the negotiations involving the club's stars and possible departures, Penrith is quietly putting together the pieces that could help carry this team into the future. Liam Leblanc is arriving with one mission: to prove that he deserves his opportunity. Now, Panthers fans, I want to hear from you. Is this a smart signing with 2027 in mind, or should the club be looking for more experienced players to replace those leaving Penrith? Yes or no? The fans always have a voice here. Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell us how you see this situation. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single update from the Panthers.